Hiya, everybody. This is HK7335 coming at you for a Workshop Wednesday. And yeah, it's been a while. We got through the holiday, and that is cool. All of us took a little break. Hopefully had some nice time with family and friends. And now we're back at it. Got to adjust the old helmet here. And let's see, I am still in the starting soon screen. We are starting now, so let's go. All right, here we are. So today, we're going to take a look at Orca Slicer. A lot of you are new to 3D printing. Some of you are using Cura. I'm using Cura now, actually, but I want to transition over to Orca Slicer. And you know, being that I've done this for a few years now, it's not quite the learning curve, but I'm going to admit right now that I'm not a super technical guy when it comes to like all these, you know, engineering aspects of 3D printing. I have to kind of learn and do some research on what a lot of these settings are and what they mean and how they work. But fortunately, you know, for dialing in your machine, Orca has really created some amazing stuff here. I mean, and this is a totally free open source slicer. I have mine now set up for my Elegoo Neptune 4 Plus, which I just got and I absolutely love. It is an amazing machine, blazing fast. I still can't believe I'm printing things as quickly as I am. I wish I had this thing a year ago, but they really didn't have them. I mean, if I had built like a Voron or you know, a Rat Rig, I think that's what it was called, those could do those kind of speeds, and those were Core XY machines that you have to build yourself, and I just didn't have the time for that. I actually tried to do that with an FL Sun. I had gotten an FL Sun Core XY kit, you know, and I didn't actually know that it was a kit when I bought it, that I was going to literally have to build the entire thing, you know, from scratch, and it was just too much, so I ended up selling it to somebody. But yeah, so we're going to talk about Orca Slicer and its calibration tools. It has some really cool stuff. So I'm going to go. I'm going to clear the build plate off here. We're going to go into prepare, and I'm just going to get rid of this stuff. And I'm going to just make a new project, and we're going to keep all of this stuff. Let's see. You've changed some preset settings. Would you like to keep these settings? Yes, I'm going to say transfer. And now everything that I had changed in here is probably in here. So I think when you're running these calibration tests, you want to calibrate for the slice that you're normally using. So let's go just see if we can get it better. Look at this. And let's see. Let's get this over just a little tiny bit. That's better. All right. So yeah, calibrations. We want to make sure that we're in the printer that we want to calibrate. So in this case, it's my Elegoo Neptune 4. This is my second profile for it, and it's a basic 0.2 millimeter standard profile that I can then tweak. So I'm starting off with what I normally print at, which is 0.2, and I'm going to you know, get a finer resolution version. Right now, Cura, the Elegoo Cura, has a 0.12 layer height that is very nice, and I'd like to get a profile here that is similar to that, because if I can print at that layer height and get it done quick, then it's totally worth it. So yeah, let's look at that. Okay, so we want to make sure you got your printer set up. You want to have your filament set up. So here's my filament, which is basically just a standard PLA. I have made some tweaks to it. Okay, we're running a little slow this morning. I don't know why. Let's close this. Probably just I got a lot of windows open right now. I'm gonna close this down. So yeah, so here's my filament settings for this filament, and it's called a PLA, even though Filicube is a PLA 2. It's a proprietary PLA. I can still utilize all the settings. We've got a minimum and max recommended nozzle temperature. I generally run it. I'm running at 220 right now on the Elegoo. It seems to be a really good temperature for that. And then we've got a max volumetric speed, which is already preset, and it's actually quite high. And what that is kind of a it's kind of an override. It's a master control for your speed, and it's basically saying you cannot go faster than this because your machine is not going to be able to extrude filament quickly enough in the amount that it needs to in order to achieve the print that you want to achieve if you go faster than what this allows. So this is kind of like a speed governor, and the higher the number, the faster you can go. So this is really good. A 16 is an excellent number, and I have been printing. I set the speed for the machine at 250, the overall master speed, at 250 millimeters. Actually, I think its travel speed is actually set to 350, because when I was outputting a print from here last night, I saw it going very, very quickly. It actually hit 350 millimeters per second at one point, which was just totally mind-boggling. So anyway, yeah, you want to be in your profile. Make sure there's nothing on the bed. I'm pretty sure the bed is clear, but you know what? Let's check that real quick. I want to open this back up. Actually, I'm going to do this from a different web page. Let's see. Let's go into... I got 3 browsers open right now, so it's a little crazy. Let's do it in here. Well, what was that? Oh, here we go. Let's go to, what is it, blink.com? Do I have that? And let's see if I can log in. Alright, well, we'll get back to this. I have a webcam set up that I can access through Blink, but Blink for home. Well, that's actually where I'm at. Blink app. Okay. Let's see if we just have a browser version. Let's see. Blink Home Monitor app. Let's see if we can do that. Oh no, that's for the phone. Okay, so it seems to only be able to do this on the phone. So, yeah. I bet if I input a IP address, I could probably pull it up. Right. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that another time because I am not set up with the Microsoft Store. Never really wanted to be set up with the Microsoft Store, but I'll probably have to be set up with the Microsoft Store. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at this calibration. So up here on the top right, next to File, we have this calibration tool. So we can calibrate for temperature, flow rate, pressure advance, retraction test, Orca tolerance test, and then there's even more stuff. We've got a max flow rate and a VFA. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but if you go down here to tutorial, I think I have that up here already. Yeah, this might be it. Let's see. Well, a good place to start is this guy.
Is rapidly growing.
Okay, this is Michael from Teaching Tech. He has a really great getting started guide for Orca. So if you're not familiar with Orca at all and you want to get into it, this guy is a great place to start. This is if you're a total 3D printing noob and you don't know anything about Slicer. He's going to go over it. He may be a little advanced, but he does go over all the basic functions of the Slicer, and so it's pretty cool. So definitely want to check him out. And then, okay, this is something that I was looking up. So here we go. So here's all the calibration tests. So we can look at all the reasons why you want to calibrate. Here's the calibration menu. We've got a temperature tower. And what this does is it's going to determine what the optimal temperature is for the material that you're using. Now, I already know what the optimal temperature for Filicube is, so I'm not going to run this, and I've also been getting really, really good prints. Generally, this is something you want to run if you're using a new type of material that you've never used before and you're not sure what the best temperature to print it at is, because a lot of materials will have excessive stringing. I mean, you can see in this picture here, you get a lot of artifacts with a material if you're not printing it. You know, maybe it melts too fast because you're running it too hot, or it doesn't melt fast enough, and so you're going to get you know, weak layers and probably under extrusion. So yeah, running a temperature tower is really good if you're not familiar with what you should be running your temperature at, and it's a lot of it's going to be machine dependent. Okay, for instance, on my Cobra Max, I don't run Filicube at 220. I actually run it at 215, and the reason is because I don't think the Cobra Max's temperature probe is calibrated correctly. It seems to be off. Either that or my artilleries were off, because I'm printing at 225 on them. So there's a variance, and now I'm printing at 220 on my Neptune Plus. So you know, it's this, you just got to play around with it and see what works the best for the machine. It's always going to be machine specific. So what we're going to be looking at today is flow rate. Flow rate's really important. This is basically how much material you're gonna extrude as you're printing, and you want to find out what the optimal rate is for the speed you're running and for the layer height that you're printing at. So we're going to run this, and this is going to be a first for me. I've never done these. There are other calibration tools out there. Like I said, Michael from Teaching Tech has a complete and very thorough set of calibration algorithms and tools freely available on his website. But what's really nice about Orca Slicer is these are all built in. They're all built in here, ready to go. You don't have to download any test objects. Everything is right here. So we're going to go and just look at this. So basically what flow rate does is it controls the extrusion flow of the filament that comes out of the nozzle. And as each material melts differently, you need to have just the right amount of material coming out of the nozzle to get a good quality print. If the flow rate is too high, it'll lead to overextrusion, causing issues like thick lines and loss of details. Whereas if the flow rate is too low, it'll result in underextrusion issues with holes and gaps in your prints. Not good. So basically, we're going to go ahead and run the tool. By default, it's set to nearly 100% or 1. The steps to run the flow rate are as follows. So we're going to select the printer and filament type. We've done that. And we're going to go to the calibration text and select flow rate and choose pass 1. A new project consisting of 9 blocks will be created, and each block will have a different flow rate modifier. You can check this by selecting each object individually. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and look and see what we got. We're going to go ahead and go to calibration, go to flow rate, pass 1. All right, so what do we got? You have changed preset settings. Would you like to keep these changed settings now? Oh, after switching presets. Yes, I would like to keep them. Yeah, we've got exclude objects is false, label objects is false. Yep, we want that. Enable support, true. On build plate only, true. But we don't need, we can change this. So we'll just say transfer. And it's going to load some objects. So see, it automatically loaded these objects in, which is really, really cool. If we go into the objects panel here, we can see all these different objects that have been created, and they should each have a flow rate setting. Okay, so let's see here. This is flow rate 0, flow rate 10. Let's see what the documentation has to say about that. Where did my, there we go. All right, so We chose pass 1. We've got the project with all the blocks. Each block will have a different flow rate modifier. You can check this by selecting each object individually and checking their flow ratio. Okay. So let's do that. Let's look at what the flow ratio is, because I'm not 100% sure. I think it. Oh, here we go. Here's our changes. So we're going to turn off enable support because we don't need this. Let's see where that's coming from. Flow ratio. I think I might have a ghost. I think I might have a poltergeist. I've been watching a lot of these ghost videos, these compilation videos of people in their haunted houses, and I think maybe now I have one. Gotta be careful with that stuff. Alright, so where is the flow ratio at? That's gonna be, oh, that's probably in filament. So we're just gonna go into here, because this seems to be, yeah, I don't know. So each one of these has a number. So we got flow rate 0, flow rate 10, flow rate 15, flow rate 20, flow rate 5, flow rate M10. I'm not sure what that is. And this has a lock on it for some reason. Oh, okay. So did I change something here? I don't think so. Okay. Well, you know what? So we're going to go ahead and run it. And we're going to see what happens. Let's go ahead and slice. So we're going to go up here to slice plate. And we have a raft. That is no good. So let's go back to prepare. And we're going to turn off the raft. Let's see, let's go to global. And that's going to be under support, I think. Raft. Okay, we want to have no raft layers. 0. Okay. Do we have a skirt? I don't think we need a skirt. Let's go ahead and slice and see what we get. Okay, now why is all this stuff red? That's weird. It's weird. Okay, I guess that's just, oh, because it was red, right? Now it's orange, but now it's red. So if I slice the plate, why isn't it letting me slice the plate? Slice the plate. Maybe it's because I already did it. We haven't changed anything. We'll change something. Oh, we'll turn off enable support. Now we'll slice the plate again. Okay, cool. All right, so I think that's going to be good. We're going to go ahead and print this. We have a Wi-Fi connection with this printer. So I'm going to go ahead and export the G-code file. Or maybe I just need to say print. I think I just say print. These forward slashes and directions separated. Okay, here we go. We're going to upload and print. All right, here we go. And if we go over here to device, why isn't this showing up now? All right, well, in my browser, I have a what was it? What was it? Okay, I gotta go look it up because I forgot what the IP was. Yeah, it's interesting that this isn't working. Let's see. Oh, I know what to do. Let's go back to prepare. Let's go to this. Make sure our Wi-Fi connection is good. Oh, 0.190. Okay. Let's test it. Yep, it's okay. Alright, so we'll go back into here. And we'll go 0.190, and it is supposedly ready. So let's just go ahead and take this stuff out because I don't know what that is. And this should bring up fluid, and we are printing flow rate 0 PLA2. This is an awesome little program that seems to come with any kind of Wi-Fi connectivity. I've noticed that it works in Cura. Well, actually, no, it doesn't work in Cura. I have to export the file in Cura and then just manually drag and drop it into here. And it runs in a browser, which is really cool. It also runs in Orca Slicer. I don't know why it's not coming up right now. Maybe I just need to close Orca Slicer and reopen it. So I don't know if that could be what it is. But normally when you click on device, you should see this application called Fluid in that window. So, and this is really cool because it shows you, all your relevant information. Here's my extruder heating up. Here's my hotbed heating up. Here's all the files I've been printing. You have all kinds of macros here for doing different things. Cancel, clear last file. So there's all these things you can do. You can control your fan from here. You can control you can control 4 different velocities here. You can also, this is something I do a lot, if it looks like my part might be a little bit unstable and I don't want it to go as fast as it normally can, then I can go and I can adjust the speed with a percentage. Like I might initially knock it down to like 80%. Sometimes I might take it down even less than that. So like I might knock it down to 50%. And that helps control vibration of the part, because sometimes the supports don't hold as well as you'd like them to, and your part could start vibrating back and forth. So one of the things that I do to kind of help that out is how I position my parts on the bed. I try to be strategic about it. So let's go into prepare, and we can we'll just go to a new file. We don't have to keep this open, I don't think. Let's just open a recent project. Let's go ahead and bring these up. Yes, let's just go ahead and save this. And go into here, we'll call this flow rate test pass 1. All right, cool. That way we can just reload it. Okay, so these are some hand plates that I was going to print. I'm going to show some cool things about Orca as we wait for this thing to print. I think it's going to go pretty quick. It's already at 3%. It's been running for, it says it's going to take about 20 minutes to print this. Right now it's saying 23, but it changes as we go, and a lot of times the projected time ends up being the actual time ends up being a lot shorter than the projected time, which is really cool. So I'm just blown away by how fast this thing is. So okay, let's look at some other stuff in Orca Slicer while we're waiting for this. So here we are. Got some hand plates in here, and they are separate objects. So if we go over here to our objects tab, we can see them. When you have Orca Slicer running native, you will get the teal green color. You can change that by clicking over here, and I just changed mine to orange because they were originally like this sort of seafoam green color, which I just really wasn't digging. So I changed them to the orange because the orange looks really good against the gray. I mean, as you can see, they already knew that because they put their title for the they're putting all their graphics here in orange. So it's like, yeah, orange and gray, man. That's just looks great. So, hey, what's up, Caleb? No, you're not too late, bro. And hello, Toshiro Bankai. Welcome. Hey, glad to see you guys. I was looking at the chat and I didn't see anybody. Cool. Yeah, that thumbnail is from an artist named Danica who did that and shared it with us, and we're totally stoked with her work. Hoping to commission more things from her because she's got a great style, and really like the way she captures the essence of HK7335. So definitely want to see more of that. Very cool. Thanks for noticing. So yeah, we're basically playing around with Orca Slicer today. We just ran a calibration test, which is kind of the subject of our stream today, is how you can calibrate your printer using Orca Slicer. And it will work with any printer. If you don't have a Wi-Fi connection to your printer, then obviously you would output a G-code file that you could then load on manually using a USB card or an SD card. Actually a USB drive, a flash drive. So yeah, while we're waiting for this print, which I'm going to bring up, I loaded it in this app called Fluid, and I did it directly from Orca, and it's monitoring my print for me. I can control various aspects. No long, no see. Did you like my Mandalorian armor I sent you? I think I loved it. Did you send it on the Facebook, or did you send it through Instagram? I know I saw at least 3 different Mando armors this week. So I got you, Hollow. I know what you were saying. Yeah. So yeah, everything I saw looked amazing. So if you were in there, I saw stuff on Instagram and I saw stuff here on the Facebook group. So I'm guessing it was pretty awesome. Okay, yes, I did see it, and it looked amazing. Yeah, your stuff looked great. So I haven't seen anything that looked, that didn't look awesome. I mean, fortunately, I'm really lucky that the folks who are following me and doing makes you guys are really making some incredible stuff. So I'm a little jealous because I want to make more. I want to make more things. I've got another set of armor that's just sitting in a box right now that I want to get finished. So you guys are motivating me. So keep it up. So anyway, yeah, we're monitoring this print here. Oh yeah. And does yours have the? I can't remember. Does yours have the clear? A lot of these guys are running this clear screen. Right in here where it's all totally hollow, and I'm trying to figure out where you guys are getting at. Hey, let's see what we got. Hey, Jedi Jawa 360. I'm having a hard time with breakaway supports. By that I mean the supports don't break away most of the time. I have to use the Dremel. Oh boy, that's no good. Yeah. That's actually why I started making custom supports for my models, Jedi Jawa, because of that very reason. Now, however, supports and slicers have gotten way better, and they now have these things called interface layers, because before supports would actually just they would fuse with your part and you'd end up with this sort of jaggedy, horrible mess that just looked terrible, but that seems to have all gone away. Use Orca Slicer and an Anycubic Cobra Max. Okay, so here's something I'm going to tell you about the Cobra Max. The Cobra Max's tolerances are terrible. You definitely want to have more separation between your supports and your parts. So let's go look at that. Orca Slicer is really similar to Orca Slicer. So, in fact, it's based off of it. You want to send me a pic of the inside mess? You could. Oh, this is hollow. If you want to, yeah, I actually would really like to see that, Hollow. So yeah, please do send me that, because I want to automate my rangefinder too. So I'd love to see what you did. Please share. Yes, that would be awesome. So anyway, Jedi, let's look at your issue here. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. So supports, if you go into your global processes, now Orca Slicer is a little bit different, but you can see, because it's got the different tabs. I think you want to be in advanced. So we've got quality, which is, your basic layer settings and stuff. And if we go down to, let's go to support, and you're going to have the similar settings. What you are looking for is, you want to have the spacing. Okay, so here's the main one right here. Top Z distance. Okay, now this Neptune Max that I'm running seems to have incredible tolerances. Really, really, really spot on. Okay, and I think that might be because it's running Clipper. Clipper just seems to be a way more advanced and a way more perfected version of Marlin. It is Marlin, but it's more advanced. So it has features that regular vanilla Marlin doesn't have. And that all these new printers can take advantage of. Now I have a Cobra Max, and it's kind of was right on the cusp of Clipper coming out, so it didn't come with Clipper. It's using basic Marlin, and so you're kind of stuck with with what it can do. But I also know that that printer has really bad tolerances. So you're going to want to set your top Z distance to, you could possibly go to 0.3. I don't know what layer height you're printing at. If you are printing at 0.2, then I would go no less than 0.26. You could try going all the way to 0.3. Just run some test prints and see what happens, because obviously your supports, you've got no separation between your supports and your part. That's what's happening. That's why you have to Dremel them off, because they should just break off. And I was able to do that on the Cobra Max, even though it can be it doesn't have very good tolerances. And that's something I noticed when I was running parts with custom supports, because a lot of times my custom supports would get fused even though there was already a separation built into them, because it was a whole 3D model. So the separation was already there in the model, but I would have to go in and manually increase it for anything that I printed on the Cobra Max. So you definitely need to take this top Z distance and increase it. So if you're printing at 0.3, go to 0.36, go to 0.4 even. Just bump it up and try it out and see what happens. Let's see how our flow test is going. We are at 33%, so that's cool. We're getting there. Let's see. So let's see, what else can we talk about? Awesome. Well, I'm not on Instagram at the moment, Hollow, so I'm going to have to look at it probably off stream, but I will definitely take a look at it, and I'll message you when I get some eyeballs on it, okay? Thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate it. We'll definitely be in touch on that, because I want to know more. All right, so here's something I was talking about stability, okay? So one of the things we really have to be aware of now with these faster printers is part stability on the bed, okay? So here, picture this. If you're using a bed slinger like I am, which then that's a bed that goes, that's where the bed moves back and forth, then you really have to be aware of kinetic forces, okay? So if you've got a part on here and let's take this and let's just rotate it this way, okay? So here we are. I'm going to just move this thing manually. So the bed's going back and forth, right? So if you don't have a lot of support holding this thing down, it's going to do this. It's going to go fall over, okay? Or it'll fall this way, wherever it breaks loose. So you always want to make sure, first of all, that you've got enough support. So something like this, I always like to tilt it, and I will actually go in and backfill it with supports. Now, what's great about Orca is it has the paint on supports function like Orca Slicer, which is really awesome. So you can just go in and draw in where you want your supports to go, and when you slice it, you will see that they show up. Use an Arduino. Okay, yeah, that's the old school way of doing it. I actually never got that set up. Because I went into production like immediately for some reason, because all of a sudden my stuff just blew up and it was crazy. So I didn't have time really to sit down and play around with that. Also, I was really nervous about if I had a failure of the whatever was serving the file, that it would kill my print. What's really nice about the Elegoo is it actually has its own internal storage. So let's go back to prepare. It has its own internal storage, so it I don't have to worry about that so much. I can serve a file remotely, and it goes right into the native storage, the local storage on the printer, which is really awesome. Okay. All right. So anyway, so part orientation is really good. Now, even with, supports in this way, you may get some vibration. And if you get vibration, then you're going to get ringing. You may get layer lines that shift. So what I like to do is kind of run my part in line with the bed's direction of travel, because the motion of the nozzle isn't really generating that much vibration. It's not really hitting vibrating the bed at all. So the bed is your critical point. it's the place where all of your tremors and vibrations are going to come from, or I'd say at least 90%. So you always want to orient your parts in a way that's going to be the most effective for keeping it stable while it's printing. So, I mean, if I had something really big, now a helmet, a helmet is circular. You're going to get back and forth motion, but it's going to be a little more gradual. And because of the nature of it, there's really not a whole lot you can do in terms of positioning. The main thing is just to try to get it to fit. But smaller parts, thank you, Hollow. I appreciate that. Yes, I do appreciate that very much. Thank you, man. That's awesome. I appreciate you saying that. That's very cool. Well, I'm here for you guys, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here for you and to help you guys in any way that I can. So hopefully I'm answering Jedi Jawa's question about the supports, and Jedi Jawa, let me know how that works out for you. Make sure you get your let's go back up here to support, and we want to why isn't it showing up? Where is it? Oh, top Z distance. Yeah, so depending on what your layer height is. Now generally it is one layer, okay, and in some slicers that's the only option you get. You don't actually have the ability to set a distance, which is kind of a drag. So, they'll just say one layer, 2 layers. If you have to, go 2 layers. But you're using Orca Slicer, I think you said. So, yeah. Did you say you were using Orca Slicer? Yes, you did. Okay, so yeah, in Orca Slicer, you'll be able to actually set a distance. And you definitely want to go at least 1.5 layers. I would probably go or like 1 1/4 layers, and then maybe 1.5. So if you're at 0.2, then 0.3 would be the most you'd want to go. But you could go more than that. I mean, you can play around with it. You'd be surprised. You could probably go all the way out to 0.4 and not have it mess it up. Lisoka, welcome in. How you doing? Nice to see you. Very cool. I hope all you guys had a great holiday. Some time off with family and friends. I hope it was really good for all of you. Mine was really nice. It was very quiet, just me and my wife and my mom. And it was very cool. So, and a nice break. But I'm ready to get back to it and do some cool armoring stuff. So right now, Lisa Soka, we're talking about Orca Slicer. So I don't know if you're a 3D printer, but if you are and you don't know about Orca Slicer, you may want to know more. We are using Orca Slicer's calibration tools built in to do a flow volume test. And are we printing still? Did we finish? Did we do it? Oh, why is it paused? Okay, I need to find out why it paused. Hello. Lovely assistant. Did I run out of filament? I don't know. My print is paused for some reason, and I can't get out of the chair. I am doing great, Lisoka. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Enjoying my Wednesday. The weather is beautiful today. We were in made it into the 50s yesterday, and we're supposed to do that again today. So any day that we're over 40, I'm happy, because that means I can paint. So painting has been very challenging the last few days because it was really, really cold. We got a little bit of snow, but not too bad. So anyway, I need to find out why this is paused. I'm going to go ahead and resume it. Oh, you guys, okay, so you're overseas. What holidays do you guys do? Oh, you mean, what holidays did you do a month ago? I'm curious. We did Thanksgiving here in the States. I'm sure you guys know about that, because we're always so noisy about all our stuff. Yeah, I'd love to know more about your holidays that you guys had. That would be cool to hear about. I'm going to go ahead and resume this. So, and see what happened. I don't know why it stopped. Something happened. It was at 36%. 10 minutes in. It should be done pretty soon. I know that if I wasn't supposed to restart that, it's already dark. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's got to be late afternoon there, right? So yeah, that's why I try to do these morning streams, so that you guys can get involved and not have to lose sleep to do it. Okay, so we are talking about part placement to deal with the incredible kinetic forces that are being generated by these very fast printers. And you know, this is a good rule of thumb for any printer, any recent printer within the last year or even two. Even an old CR10, you'd kind of want to do this. This is just stuff that I picked up. So, you know, if you're using a bed slinger, in other words, not a Core XY where the bed is stationary, then you want to be aware that you're putting your parts on something that is moving very fast and jerky. So place your parts accordingly. The smaller your mass, which is in line with the direction of travel, which is back and forth, the less vibration you're going to have and the less shearing forces you're going to have to deal with. So what would cause this would be, you know, if the connection between the part and the supports was not very strong. But that's again why I would, you know, why I brace it the way that I do. So yeah. So, you know, basically Orca Slicer is very similar to Prusa. I love the way it's laid out. All the stuff's built in. You don't have to go and get plugins like you do with Cura. And you know what? I've actually had some experience with Cura now. In order to get my Elegoo going, I had to use their Cura because there were really no profiles around. Oh, okay. We had 2 weeks around Halloween. Only one for me because I'm a uni student. We call it Toussaint. Okay, cool. I'm going to look at that. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. So you're in France. That's right. I've got several of you from France that I interact with regularly. So thank you for letting me know. I'm gonna check that out. That sounds really interesting. I'm really looking forward to going to France someday. Definitely one of my top 5 places that I want to visit. You just checked. I did have top Z distance set to 0.3. Maybe I need to go higher. That's interesting. And you're still fusing. What layer height are you printing at, Jedi Jawa? Oh, it's 8 p.m. over there. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Well, it's definitely going to be dark. Yeah, it gets dark at like 5 o'clock here now because we have this stupid daylight savings time. You guys don't do that, which is cool. I mean, I don't know why we do it. A lot of states are thinking about ditching it because it's just dumb. So, yeah, you might want to try going higher, but, you know, again, depending on what layer height you're printing at. So if you're at 0.2, then 0.3 should be enough, but you know what? Try 0.36. You know, it couldn't hurt. Just print some little test thing. You don't have to print the whole thing. Just print it to where, you know, the supports meet the part just a little bit past. So like maybe go 5 or 10 millimeters past where the supports stop and the part begins. And that way you can just check it out and make sure, you know, don't have to spend the whole time printing the thing. You're at 0.3 layer height? Okay, so yeah, you're going to want to go 0.4. Try 0.4 and see what happens. Because right now, I mean, you've got one layer, and like I said, the Cobra Max, I think the Cobra Max has a tendency to over extrude. No, you don't have to lower your layer height. You just need to lower your separation distance. So, I mean, increase your separation distance. If you do, and I hope you will, try planning to go out of Paris a bit. I definitely want to see the countryside. I'm more interested in that. My grandfather, his surname was de Normand. So I definitely want to go to Normandy because that's where his family was from. They immigrated over to the United States at the end of the 19th century. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to go to Germany. Absolutely. I got a lot of friends in Germany. I want to say hello to you as well. So, yes, we will definitely be going to Germany. That is there's like 3 or 4 places. We're going to go to France, Germany. Got some people in Italy, and I want to go to Switzerland too. So yeah, it's going to happen. And of course, we're going to go to the UK. I have several peeps in the UK that I would love to be able to personally say hello to. So yeah, it's on the list. It's going to happen soon, but we'll keep you posted. For now, we're parked at the Forge, and hey, Juna Katurnoya. You're welcome. I'm glad you like them. No problem. I'm happy to help out anytime I can. So yeah. So awesome, guys. Yes, we will definitely be doing Europe soon. I'm going to get back to the subject matter here, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I love interacting with you. I just want to make sure that you're getting some value here, you know. Yes, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, I definitely want to go to Normandy, so that's cool. Yeah, I want to get out of Paris. I want to see Paris, obviously, but there's a bunch of places in France that I really want to see. So, yeah, I'm going to be traveling. I want to see I want to see as much of the country as I can, because obviously Paris steals the limelight most of the time, and obviously there's reasons for that. It's an absolutely beautiful city, and you know, with so much history, and that's definitely the place you want to go and spend some time at. But yes, there's plenty of other places, I'm sure, that are very worthy of a visit. So I will definitely be doing that. So yeah, okay, so let's talk some more about Orca Slicer. Let's see if my calibration test is going.
I had to stop it.
Oh, why? Oh, it didn't stick to the bed. Okay, maybe that's why it was red. All right, so yeah, it got paused. We're going to go ahead and cancel it. So apparently it didn't stick to the bed. I'm not sure why, but we're going to find out. So let's go ahead and bring that back. So we'll open that recent project, which is flow rate test pass 1. No, let's just go ahead and let's see, discard. Oh, thank you very much. So are we off the bed? I think we might be off the bed. So let's just make sure everything is down. We'll do that using the make sure everything is on the bed tool. No, that's not what I want. I want this. Alright. Oh, that's cool. So it looks like everything's touching. I don't know why it's not sticking. Let's go ahead and slice it again. Now see, it's still showing up red, which blue is travel. And so, what the heck? You know what I should do is I'm going to turn on supports momentarily and just see what happens. So right now we're in the objects panel. If we go into global, that's where you control the process. I have a high altitude understanding of 3D printing, so I'm not really understanding a lot of the more detailed discussion, but I love hearing the information nonetheless. Well, Caleb, basically this whole thing is to help you figure out more about 3D printing through these built-in calibration tools here in Orca Slicer. What's really amazing about this is not only do they have the processes and the tests already set up, but the objects as well. So normally, if you were going to use a third-party program to calibrate your 3D printer so that it's printing optimally, you would have to go and download test objects from Thingiverse or some other free 3D model site that has test objects that people make, and then you'd have to get a third-party test app or make use of some online material that, you know, explains all the tests and tells you how to do them. These are all built in, so this is pretty amazing, actually. Yeah, and I did point out, you know, are you doing 3D printing, Caleb? Or are you, It's okay, Lisoka. You're not disturbing me. I love talking to you guys. Absolutely, don't worry about it. If you are 3D printing, then definitely, there's people online that are way more knowledgeable than me. As you know, I threw the caveat out at the beginning that I am not super technical. I'm more artistically inclined, and I can get into the technicalities, but a lot of it kind of puts me to sleep. So I want to get from A to Z as quickly as possible without cutting corners, but I want to learn as efficiently as I can so that I get what I need, because I don't need to know all the deep nuances of 3D printing. I just need to get a part printed that looks good and isn't going to take me 90 years to clean up and make look nice to sell, or to wear. I just want to know enough to get the job done well. And the more I know, the better. Fortunately, a lot of this stuff now is really being thought of in the manufacturing stage of the printer, so we don't have to know as much of these nuts and bolts nuances as we had to in the beginning. Yes, built-in testing is very, very nice. You're not printing personally. I know you're doing the laser cutter. So, well, if you do end up getting a printer, then it's good to know this stuff. So, it's got all these awesome calibration tools. For those of you who don't know anything about Orca Slicer, I recommend that you check out this guy. This is Michael from Teaching Tech. He has a fantastic YouTube channel and an amazing website, and he actually has all of these calibration tools on his website. But as even he points out, Orca has all of this stuff built in, so you don't even have to go to his website. But he gives you a really nice overview of the slicer, all the things that it does, and I highly recommend checking him out. His channel's called Teaching Tech, and his name is Michael, and he's from Australia. He's really cool guy, very knowledgeable, way smarter than me, and but you can learn a lot from him. So always good to share the knowledge, right? So anyway, so I don't know why this isn't sticking. I want to see. I'm going to go ahead and enable support and just see what happens when I slice it. This is a good way to test to see if your stuff's actually sticking. So apparently I am on the plate. So why this is not printing, why it didn't stick to the plate, I don't know. I wonder if I have to put down some glue or something. I think what I might do, just as a security measure, is just grab all of these things. And generally I don't like to do this kind of stuff, but I'm going to, I'm still in prepare. I want to move, and I'm going to move everybody down okay, we're going to move down a notch, so I'm going to reduce this number to 0.6. And that, okay, it's only letting me move one at a time. Okay, well that's not cool. I should be able to just move them all. I guess if I group them, but then they would lose their individual settings. Hello. Why can't I select you? What's going on? Okay. I did select it. 0.6. Here we go. 0.6. Right? Yes. Okay. Oh, this is something else that's really nice. This is something that I did not see in Cura, and I was just absolutely mind-boggled. You have the ability to set a position in Cura, but your rotation is, you rotate something, and hey, that's what it is. Hopefully you were paying attention when you rotated it, because it isn't going to display your rotational value anywhere, which I thought was really, I was amazed at how many things Cura doesn't have, considering how much development it has received and the fact that it supposedly has a community of developers that are working on it. It is the most popular slicing software in the world, and that is because most printers come with it, which, it's I don't know, I think it's kind of a bias, but because I don't think it's that good. It's printing some nice stuff, I gotta say. The Elegoo version that I got with my printer is working very nice, but it's not even the latest version of Cura. It's like version 4.8, and Cura's at like 5.5 now. And I tried to build a profile. It was really weird. I tried to build a profile in Cura, in the latest Cura, using the profile values that are in the Elegoo Cura, and I couldn't get it to work. Plus, it does all these weird things with like configs, and it throws itself like all over your machine. And if you try to install an upgrade, then it changes everything. I actually had to uninstall the Elegoo version and the new version like twice, and then just put the Elegoo version back on and not even try to mess with the new version, because it kept messing everything up. It's very complicated. Even loading a project, if like I save a project, every time I want to save my project in Cura, it wants me to like go back and find the file, and then maybe it wants me to save it under a different name. I don't know, but it's very cumbersome, which that's just always the word I've had to describe it. But anyway, yeah, that's neither here nor there. I'm still using it. It's definitely better. I'm going to go ahead and start this test and again, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and slice the plate, and we're going to go ahead and print it. We're going to upload and print. And guys, as it turns out, I have to take my wife to the dentist. So I'm going to punch out, but we will come back to this. I might actually do another stream this week in the morning. But my 3D printer is like from... Hey, I bet we can get you 3D printing. I still have my original CR10 from like 5 years ago, and it still works. So yeah, we'll talk about that, Lisoka. Okay, we'll get you printing. I promise. We'll figure it out. We'll find out what kind of printer you have, and we'll build a profile in Orca to make it work. How does that sound? Does that sound good? I think it does. But anyway, guys, I gotta go. I'm really sorry. You know, the morning streams are generally meant to be about an hour, so you know, we're kind of in there, but I got to get her to the dentist. Yay, that's fun. They wanted to do it on her birthday, which was yesterday, but we said no. Not going to endure that kind of pain on a birthday. Have a good day. You as well, Juna. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, Lisa, Caleb, and Hollow, and Jedi Jawa, and all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here and participating with me in the stream, and I will keep you guys posted if I'm going to do another morning stream, so we can continue this discussion about Orca Slicer and whatever. You know, if you guys have things you want to talk about, bring them up. I'm here to answer questions and help as much as I can. And you know, with anything, like, you know, we helped Jedi Jawa. Hopefully got Jedi Jawa's problem figured out. Well, you won't have to kneel, but I think I accept the challenge of helping to get you 3D printing. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a great evening, Lisoka. Are you guys in Europe? Have a great evening. And I will be talking to you guys real soon, okay? We'll see if we can do another one of these in the morning this week. I'll let you know. All right. From the Forge, this is HK7335, bidding all of you, vote on. Take care, everybody. Love you. I'm out.